Hi, my name is Cyril Meleiro, and I'm here with Invaders, and this is my spotlight. Well, I grew up in the south of France. There was like literally in the countryside. Like I kind of left the village where I grew up to live in the town that was nearby. But at this point, I didn't have any way to come back and see my friends, so I had to make friends in that town for a while. By the age of 20, I had my own car and I was quite free. And one of my friends in between that time, I started playing guitar. And after a point where I started to ask what to do, for example, just with my left hand to actually play some kind of music, and I was doing it so often that he actually pushed me to buy my own guitar, to get my own guitar. Like a years before, I had a very hard breaking up with a girl that I was madly in love with. I started to be fascinated by music, like to really be able to do it myself, like being like, okay, I'm not listening a CD, I'm actually doing it with my fingers and I'm doing what I want. Kind of took my mind away from her, and at this point there was like so much space because I wasn't doing anything else. So I just went deep into it. I was playing about 6 hours a day. After a bit, it became obvious that I needed to learn much more theory and go a bit deeper if I wanted to expand and redo my own things. And that's also the time where I got my diploma. Quite luckily, I ended up coming out of school with a good diploma, even if it was a bit just, and I almost didn't get it. Everybody in the family was like, oh, he didn't fail, so that's great. It's not great, but at least not bad. So he's got a diploma, he's safe, he can falls or something, he'll always be fine somehow because he's got a diploma that can get him a job. Looking at now, I'm quite grateful to have this job, and whatever it is, have a job, just have a job. It doesn't come over my life, it doesn't step over what I want to do. I have time to do exactly what I want to do when I go home. And I do need to spend time at work to be able to afford all this equipment and actually the time to do all these things. This is buying me time to get out of it and do absolutely what I want forever, like be completely free. I went traveling because I didn't want to stay in France. That wasn't really for me. Plus I wanted to go travel. So my friend been traveling before and they came back with all those epic stories about how fun it was. And at this point I wasn't thinking that I would make my life playing my music or composing or anything. I met the two sides of music. I met somebody that is like really into it, in love with it, but nothing theoretic. It's nothing theoretic at all. About 6-8 months after that, I met another guy, another French guy in Ireland. And this guy was much more about theory. Like there was a lot of knowledge. He's been to music school. So you have to have somebody that is aware of it to show you this side of it, and then you can actually choose what kind of music you really, really like, not just something that you've been told to like. My music just transformed into somebody that was trying to sing and playing a few chords on his guitar to composing instrumental music. And the whole process was hard because I was literally playing in a band with this guy and he was teaching. It was hard, the music he was telling me, all the stuff we were writing, like playing with new time signatures and melodies that I never even heard about, or harmonies like that. And he was just injecting everything in me, and I had to do it right away because we were playing together. So it wasn't just a learning process, like it had to happen now. But it taught me a lot of things, like seeing those two guys is like, you want to like the music that you do, but you also want to be able to expand it, to go way further than what you ever heard, and like do it yourself, do something new, completely new. At this point I thought, okay, this is what I want to do. The response I have from people that see me play is actually very, very positive. So if I keep working at it, I'll be able at some point to make something out of it. But if you really are a musician, you really like what you want to do, you are not aiming for TV or fame. You are aiming to write the most beautiful piece of music that you want to write, because that's what you started for. There, after a year, a few of my friends came over to London, and it was quite obvious that there was a lot more going on around here, musically, especially for the music that I do. There are people like the good people, the ones that are actually really into music. They will come to your gig, they will listen to your music if you let them know that you're there. in London is quite open to so much everything, basically. You know that you can come here and do that. You can do whatever you want. There'll be somebody interested if you do it well. That was kind of the motivation to come here, but it was the point like, I'm restarting from zero. So I'm gonna have to rebuild again everything. I try to get to know the area, what's going on musically, who is where, who does what, like where are the venues, how the circuit work, basically. Took me quite a while to be able to find all the musicians that I wanted. And now it's been like 2 or 3 years that I have my band, which we play the music that I want, and we all play together, and we all want the same thing. It all came together after a while. It was a lot of hard work, and still is. But the work is different now, because I kind of passed the step of I am learning from myself in the bedroom to be able to go out there and find other musicians that will agree to play with me, because in their eyes I'm good enough to be playing with them. So you have to have people that are dedicated and good at what they're doing and good at being with other people. So that was hard, but it came through. And again, I had probably 10,000 occasions to just drop everything and just be like, okay, that's it, that's not for me. Blow after blow, literally. But by putting my head down and just like powering through, be like, okay, this is just one step back. If I keep working at it, that philosophy literally comes from those two guys back in Ireland, where seeing that the way they were working, because they were working hard, it was working. They had positive feedback from around. So I knew that whatever you do, by working hard, you'll get there until you are genuine about it, until you really want it. But that's basically the lesson I got from those two guys. And this is when, literally, to me, the music that I wanted to do was very, very clear. And it just had to be done. I have the band that is set up, which is what I came here for in the first place, as that's my big project, that's what I want to do. And I'm there now. I started on the side my own little project by myself, where I just play a bit of acoustic guitar. Well, it's actually just acoustic guitar. And again, no singing, it's just instrumental music. I'm in the process of writing the next EP on both of them. It feels fine because all the guys are into it, they're all motivated, they want to do that. So we're working hard at it, and the work is fun as well. And we know what will come out of it to be fun. But I guess by the end of the summer, I should have a new EP with the band. And by the end of this year, I should have an EP, my first EP with the solo project. So working hard on that. Where I'm staying right now is it's an artist community, so don't just get a bedroom, you get an actual working space where you do what you want, whatever it is. Like me, it's music, obviously, because I'm a musician, but there is a bit of everything. There's a teacher downstairs that also do photography. So he uses his space as a photographic studio. And we will also hold our own gigs or massive jams where we'll have like, it could be 5 people there, or it could actually be 500. It won't really matter because it's all in the same, we're all from the same, how do I say, area basically, and all in the same mood. That's why we're here. We are all here we need space to create something. That's why we live here and kind of all stuck in there together. We are in one industrial estate, and there's like 2 or 3 right next to us that we're all connected all together. We all know one another, like mostly. But just there, it's about like 2,000 people. Then there's a little more on Arsenal. We are also well in contact with them, and that helps you meet people that are in the same mood as you. You get to do whatever you want at any time you want because you have the space for it, and everybody around you won't moan if you make noise or if it's late or anything, because they are all here to do the same thing. So we all respect one another in what everyone do. That's kind of a London thing, I'd say, or like a big city thing, where you can end up in a place where you're literally surrounded by people that are exactly like you. And that helps you do what you want even better. It motivates you, because you end up coming home to somebody sitting on a sofa in front of the TV that doesn't motivate you to go and create anything at all. But if you go home and there is somebody filming a scene for one of his movies into your living room, even if it annoys you because you cannot go in your living room because of that, you cannot make a single noise because they're doing that. But that motivates you to go into your own space that is reserved for that and actually do something because you're like, wow, this guy is doing something great. So, my turn. That's very, very helpful to have people around you that are in the same mood and also are just nearby and always doing those things. Coming home and sitting down the acoustic guitar, passing an hour or two, trying to play over the stuff you wrote already, trying to write a little more, trying new things that you've heard, like new tunings or new harmonies or scales or other things. Basically going straight to the electric guitar and trying to rehearse and practice basically your own playing to be able to play with the band. And that's another hour or two. Like that's the everyday routine. Some advice to a young artist that is just starting up. The first thing would be try to find really what is that you like. Try to make sure that what you think that you like, it really is. And the only way to do that is actually to pay attention to absolutely everything. Find your voice kind of thing. Go out there, and there is a lot. There's a lot of music out there. There's a lot of homework. You do have to know what it is that you want to do and be sure that this is that thing. The other advice that go with it is then you have to learn. You have to learn from A to Z what happened, who did what. Why are some people in the past so famous for what they did? What is the thing that they've done? And you have to learn that and also learn about all the geniuses that are doing all the things that you like today. You gotta work and you gotta work hard, but you gotta work efficiently. Don't just work for working. Listen to music, a lot of it. You do have to pay attention to it to a point that you say, I like that, I don't like that. And then you do have to learn a bit of basically history of in the thing that you like. And after, obviously, you gotta practice. You gotta practice hard. Music is, every single instrument is hard, from the triangle until the baritone bassonet. Try to learn as much as you can. I think it's Picasso that says you gotta learn the rule like a pro and break them like an artist. And it cannot be more true for music than anything else, even if it's true for all the arts, but it is true for music. You gotta learn, and then you can create things that are out of everything that you learn.